After keeping interest rates low for the first 2 years of the COVID pandemic, the Federal Reserve is now expected to raise rates more than once this year, with the rate increase expected as soon as this week. It's Financial Wellness Wednesday, and School's First Federal Credit Union is here with tips to prepare for the rate hikes. Joining us live is School's First Fruit Bridge Branch Manager, Tamara Beaver. Hi, Tamara. Welcome back.
Hi, Desiree. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and a very timely topic to have you on right now, Tamara. So exactly what rates are we talking about when we say the Federal Reserve is raising rates?
So typically any rate change by the Federal Reserve, when we talk about that, that is directly tied to our federal funds rate. And why that is important to us as consumers is because that is our prime rate. And what the prime rate does is it determines what we pay on loans. So we should see an impact in loan rates increasing, specifically in our variable rate areas such as our credit cards and our lines of credit. So we will slowly start seeing some increases as the feds raise their rates.
And listening to what you're saying, this sounds like it isn't good news for anyone then who has a variable rate loan, credit card, or line of credit. Is that correct?
That is right. So any consumer that has a variable loan rate, we are looking at an increase. And what that translates to us as consumers is an increase in the interest that we're paying for the money we borrow and an increase in our monthly payment. So one of the things that I recommend consumers do right now is look at what do you have out there that is a variable rate. For most of us, that's our credit cards, and really look at paying those credit cards down if we can. You know, if you have money in your savings that's not paying a lot right now, consider moving that to pay down your debts that have a higher interest rate.
Yeah, and you mentioned credit cards. Not everyone has enough money to pay down their credit cards significantly. Are there any other steps they can take to minimize the impact of the raising interest rates?
Absolutely. So one of the most important things we can do when we think about credit cards in general is look at what credit cards do we have and what interest rates are we paying on those cards. An option that not a lot of consumers realize is that you can take from your higher interest rate cards and transfer those balances to your lower interest rate cards. So this may be an option for some of us right now. There may even be credit cards out there right now that are offering a 0% balance transfer if you move from one card to another. So that's a really great strategy. And if neither of those work for you, a personal loan, always look at considering moving all of your credit card debt onto a personal loan, because that's a fixed rate loan, fixed payment, fixed term. So the changes in the rates won't have an impact on your monthly payment.
All right, all good things to look out for, but there has to be some good news for our savers, Tamara.
There is. So if you are a saver, you know these last years have been tough on you. You are not earning a lot on those saving products that you have. So while the savings rates will raise a little bit slower, it won't have an immediate impact. Whenever the Federal Reserve raises rates, it creates a competition within financial institutions to see who can offer the best savings rate. If people aren't lending, we want them to come in and save. So you should see some increases on your savings account rates. Unfortunately, it'll just respond a little bit slower than on the loan side.
Okay, and the housing market, we can't leave that out. It's hot right now. So what about home loans? Should we expect to see mortgage rates on the rise, lower?
So since the beginning of the year, we have seen slight increases just in the home loan products as a whole. So we will see an increase in these areas. The most impactful to us right now will be our variable rate loan products on our home. So that's our home equity line of credit or anything like that. So we will see increases on those. If you are in a fixed rate product already, for most of us, that's our 30-year mortgage, you are fixed. So you won't see a impact right away on that loan at all. You will remain making your payments at the interest rate that you are locked in at. But if you are in a variable rate product, it is a good time to potentially consider moving those into a fixed rate, whether that's a refinance or doing a second where you have a term that you pay on every single month and the payment is done, the loan is done, but you're in a fixed rate product. So it's a great time to get with your home loan consultant and see, should you make that jump? You know, one of the most important things as consumers is to stay informed, shop around, see where you can get the lowest rate on the money you borrow and the highest rate on the money that you're saving.
Yeah, I think what you said was perfect. I think when people hear rate hikes, they kind of get on the edge, a little nervous, but by doing your research and making sure that you can prepare and plan as much as you can is really beneficial. Tamara, always a pleasure having you on. And for more financial tips, visit schoolsfirstfcu.org. Your California Life will be right back.